The next generation of SUNBRELLA awning and marine fabric is now available, offering greater water repellency, improved break strength, and better coverage. This new level of performance is verified through extensive product testing, made possible through the efforts of a dedicated and highly skilled research and development team at Glen Raven's Anderson, South Carolina facility. Lab tests have shown that no other fabric on the market today offers a better combination of water repellency and breathability. To ensure consistency of product quality, stringent tests are routinely performed. Hydrostatic pressure test. The hydrostatic pressure test is conducted to make sure SUNBRELLA awning and marine fabrics maintain the highest levels of water repellency. This test measures the amount of hydrostatic pressure required to force water droplets through the fabric. Testing requires 4 8 by 8 inch squares of fabric that are cut across the full width of a fabric sample. The sample is placed face side up and centered on the Hydro's test machine carriage. A rotating clamp handle is then lowered to secure the Hydro's head onto the fabric. When the green light on the control panel is activated, the technician starts the test. When 3 water droplets appear on the fabric, the pause button stops the test and results are recorded. The higher the amount of pressure required to produce 3 droplets, the better the water resistance. When compared to alternative fabrics, SUNBRELLA performance exceeds published results and shows excellent water repellency. Oil repellency test. The oil repellency test measures the ability of the fabric to resist oil staining. The procedure is conducted across a full-width fabric sample. Using a number 5 rated oil and dropper, 5 drops of oil are placed across the fabric width parallel to the filling. The lab technician waits 30 seconds, plus or minus 2 seconds, and then observes whether the oil droplet shows a clear, well-rounded appearance with no wetting, or a rounded drop with partial darkening. Using a tissue paper, the lab technician then touches each drop to absorb the oil from the fabric surface. This step represents a modified version of this test added for Glen Raven observation. A failure occurs when 3 or more of the 5 droplets show complete wetting or wicking with loss of the contact angle. When compared to other fabrics, SUNBRELLA's resistance to oils and other stains is superior. Rain test. The rain test is performed to determine water repellency. This test measures the amount of water that penetrates the fabric at impact, predicting the amount of misting that might pass through the fabric when raining. For this test, pre-weighed test-grade blotter paper is joined with an exact cut of fabric and placed into the test assembly in the sink. The fabric face is oriented towards the spray nozzle, and the fabric and paper are securely clamped against the test assembly. Once the water level in the clear column maintains a constant level of 3, the spray nozzle is turned on and water sprays the fabric for 5 minutes. The spray is then turned off and the fabric and blotter paper are removed from the assembly. The blotter paper is weighed on lab scales and results are recorded to the nearest decimal place. The tested blotter paper weight minus the original blotter paper weight determines the rain value. Weights are measured in grams, and the lower the rain value, the greater the water repellency. Break test. The break test is designed to determine the strength of the fabric by testing the force required to rupture the fabric sample. To conduct this test, a pre-cut fabric is placed lengthwise and centered in the Instron machine, then clamped and secured. The lab technician activates the Instron machine by depressing a foot pedal. The machine force pulls the fabric to its breaking point, while the Instron computer records the results. This test is repeated on a total of 3 samples. Additional tests routinely performed on SUNBRELLA fabrics include pinhole analysis. This is a microscopic analysis of fabric construction that is photographed and then converted into a coverage factor. The image is used to calculate the amount of pinholes in the fabric and the pinhole sizes. This information is then translated into graphs for statistical measurements and controls. Fewer pinholes is one of the reasons the next generation of SUNBRELLA is the best performance fabric on the market. The coverage factor is just one of the many fabric features that assist in minimizing moisture transfer and light transmission. Extractions. This test determines the amount of oils or spin finishes contained within a yarn or on a gray fabric. Fourier transform infrared analysis. This equipment measures absorption or reflectance of organic products at different wavelengths. The data provides DNA-type information on raw materials for both quality control of chemicals and analytical research. Weatherometer. This machine is an artificial weathering apparatus that simulates outdoor conditions at an accelerated rate. Fabrics are tested to conditions that simulate the harshest of environments, including Arizona with higher temperatures and low moisture, and Florida with moderate heat and higher moisture. These tests are conducted to ensure the best performing fabrics in terms of UV resistance and overall quality after full exposure. These are just a few of the tests conducted on all Sunbrella fabrics. Glen Raven continues to invest in research and development and quality enhancements to ensure that our fabrics always outperform expectations.